So, perhaps if we unpause the game at the start. Good luck as fun is being called, and we are on Varney Research Station, and we're starting off with our blue Zerg player down to the bottom side of the map from Imaginary Gaming. TargA. Chat, you're going way too fast for me to read right now. I can't keep up with what you're talking about. And finally, CheeseKing being promised 20 beers if he can beat TargA here. CheeseKing, a Yellow Pros player from Team MiA, to the north side of Varney Research Station. I really can't keep up the chat right now. I've got no idea what's going on. But as long as you guys are having fun, it's actually it's actually nice that the chat's going so fast I can't keep up with it for a change. So good to see you guys being active and talking and discussing whatever it is you are discussing. So here we are, PvZ Varney Research Station, and we'll see how this one's going to start up, see what sort of builds we're going to see. We saw some interesting stuff from CheeseKing before. On Iron Fortress, he went for a Immortal All-In. On Inferno Pools, he went for this double Stargate Void Ray into Carrier into Tempest sort of thing. It was very interesting. Varney a better map, I think, to just play more standard on. You definitely can still all-in on this map if you would like to, and we'll see what he wants to do. Probably looking to be at Nexus first here. Now, he did before open Nexus first into a Forge. That's what he was doing in the earlier series today. But on Varney, he can get away from Nexus first into a Gateway if he would like, which is always going to be a lot better, because it means you're going to be able to get your Cybercore faster and your Warp Gate / tech a little bit sooner as well. So it means that aggressive timings come a little bit earlier. So that is a possibility here. We'll see what he wants to do, or whether he's just going to stick with the Forge. Just going to stick with the Forge. Apparently it's what he's used to, it's what he wants to continue doing right now, and he'll pop that down at the top of this round. So, going to be a pretty slow opening from our Pros player, at least as TargA. We'll open with a pool and into a hatchery on the low ground here. We're seeing this more and more and more from Zerg players, this low ground hatchery being taken as the first base instead of the in-base expansion. It happens quite a lot on these in-base expansion maps, where the Zerg players say, well, I can hold a base like this usually on other maps as my natural, so why not here? And then I've got a free third base basically a little bit later on. I get to do a creep spread out onto the map a little bit sooner. It's always been a thing with kind of in-base natural maps. We've seen it on Nimbus way back when, and wow, Nimbus, didn't see that map for so long. Wow. When was Nimbus taken out of the map pool? Was that the end of 2014? Or was it before the end of 2014? I can't quite remember. Wow, it's been a long time since I've seen Nimbus. And well, this is something we're starting to see Zerg players do more and more of as well, taking a gold base very early on. So TargA are going to be playing this pretty greedily to start off. This is exactly how Snoot opened in this matchup the other day. As who did he do? He did this against Strinton. He took this gold base over here, and he ended up losing it very quickly to a very quick push from his opponent. And he went on to win the game. Check that game out. It's a pretty incredible comeback from the Zerg player, as opposed. Again, it's up on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/SE2improve. So yeah, it's kind of interesting to see how exactly this will turn out for TargA, and to see how CheeseKing maybe tries to punish it. I think this is the first scout of the game for CheeseKing coming across the map right now. So far he has seen absolutely nothing, and it's going to be really important for him. It's actually going to be kind of weird. He should check the gold before going back home. Right now he's rallied to just check the third and then go back. He should really check the gold base as well, though, because this is becoming such a common thing in the metagame that you should just check the, because the thing is, when this first happened, what Pros players would do is they check the gold, they check this third base, and then be like, oh well, his other base will be in his base. So they never check the gold, and that's what CheeseKing is doing now, which is a mistake. You always need to be trying to check for that, look to see what's going on. Robo Facility on the way down here for CheeseKing to follow up his +1 upgrade. TargA spots that with his Overlord at the very end of its life, and as one Zergling will peel away to start chasing this probe, but this probe has no intentions other than that scout, which is already completed. So Zergling just going to make sure it goes back home here, and that's again exactly what this probe is aiming to do. Alright, so 3 more gateways going to be coming up in the main base, and what's going to be coming out of this robotics facility is rallied for a Warp Prism. I was going to say it's rallied for Immortals, but it's actually going to be a Warp Prism coming out here from CheeseKing. And with this Warp Prism, it looks as though he's going to be going for his Immortal all-in, which we saw a little bit earlier in the MiA Insanity series. So with the Warp Prism, just going to look to put on a little bit of early pressure, start up Immortal production behind this, try and get some damage done. Now, Mothership Core is actually in the middle of the map here. He still has no idea about this gold base. And 3 Spore Crawlers on the way for TargA, preparing for any kind of Oracle play. Or any kind of Stargate player, or DT rush. Spore Crawlers covering all of those. Warp Prism starting to head out here, and unfortunately the way the Warp Prism is headed, it might go straight towards the main base, and if it bypasses this gold base, that would just be so unfortunate. Although, the creep is starting to spread over here. And okay, he's going to see it anyways, so moving south now, he will be able to see this gold base, and he'll be able to drop off these Zealots, and he's even brought the Mothership Core along as well, and he sees it now. He's going to start dropping these Zealots, and this first Queen in a little bit of trouble, starting to run though, and he will be able to get into that nice little nuke work for minerals, so to kind of limit the damage which can be done. A lot of Zerglings on the way, as they actually pop out over here at the gold base, which is pretty ideal, although with +1 on these Zealots, it's kind of hard for them to really get much done. These Zealots going to start working their way against this hatchery. The Queen going off of creep means that that's going to fall, and these Zerglings need to try and save this gold base right now. They really do. The drones have been pulled away for it. He's not going to be able to. Gold base is going to fall here, and the Zerglings really need to just not fight now, because they're not going to win a fight against these Zealots. And TargA gets shut down onto 2 bases at this point. He's just going to take his in-base natural now instead, and kind of go from here, as CheeseKing just making sure he can clean up the rest of this right now. Back at home, Immortals being chrono boosted. He's about to hit 3 Immortals, and well, TargA's got a lot of drones, but he doesn't have an extra hatchery to build from right now, as he's actually losing a lot of Zerglings right here. And CheeseKing is doing a lot of damage with this build so far, and TargA's starting to get me a little bit worried for him actually, if you ask me. I mean, he's continuing to take damage from this one Zealot. He's lost 5 workers altogether, and he's lost a base. He's not really mining as effectively as he should be at this point in time. And his Hydras will clean up this last Zealot, but here comes the main army across the map right now for CheeseKing. His extra gateways are starting to kick in, and he's going to be able to warp in straight away with this Warp Prism, and TargA needs to start getting into a position where he's going to be able to defend. He's got a lot of Hydralisk out, and it's actually just pretty much pure Hydralisk. But CheeseKing, I mean, if he's got +1, and if he just warps in enough Stalkers, he should be okay with this. He doesn't have much gas though. He needs to make sure he keeps warping Stalkers. Stalkers are really going to be dancing against these Hydras alongside good force fields. Contaminate on that forge will slow down the +1 army here. This gas going to get taken down and limit the gas income of TargA. Oh, he needs to be so careful walking out into the open like this, because TargA's going to come in from all different angles. And here we go, coming in from the south side and the north. And oh, he's moved commanding away. He loses his first Immortal here. I mean, the force fields initially were really good. He should have just committed to the fight at the top, but instead he keeps moving commanding around, and now he's missing his force fields, which should let another Immortal go down. The Warp Prism goes down as well. The Immortal survives, but only because the Warp Prism dies, and without a Warp Prism, there's no warp-ins here. There's no probe across the map. There's no probe which can escape, because the wall at the front has been, at the main base, has been completed by a pylon. And so CheeseKing should have had a great opportunity to kill his opponent here, but instead TargA has held on. He's targeted down that Warp Prism, and he's really going to slow down the next wave of this attack, which is really going to help him out. +1 armor may very well be a part of this though for CheeseKing next time around, as he masses up his units and gets ready to go for this. CheeseKing getting ready to move forwards. These Hydras moving forwards as well as these Zerglings. Couple of Roaches mixed into this. CheeseKing needs to take a good fight right now. This is his opportunity to try and take down TargA, but TargA, he's had a pretty good economy here for some time, and again, because of the delay of this push, he's been able to really build up the units, really open up that supply difference a little bit here. Still equal army supplies going into this, and it is a better composition. Well, better composition, maybe better upgrades at least for CheeseKing, whose Zealots are all stuck in the back though, meaning the sentries are doing the tanking instead of the Zealots right now against these Zerglings, which is not the way it should be. Warp Prism still a major part of this, and it will stay alive for now. A lot of the force fields already being used up though, and these Hydras, there's just so many of them, and with so many Hydras, he's just putting out so much DPS. CheeseKing almost has no chance at this point, I don't think, and the supplies have dropped drastically for CheeseKing. I mean, there's just so many Hydras, and that's the real difference here. Hydras just do so much damage. There's enough Zerglings in the front to tank for long enough to let the Hydras do this damage, and GG well play is actually just going to be called right there and then as CheeseKing loses his final couple of units and taps out of the game. TargA, 2 games to